So you may or may not have heard, but inventory is tight and homes are flying off the shelves. So how do we make this happen for you? Hey everybody, Justin here with the Atkinson team at EXP Realty. And you've heard me talk about this, you've heard others talk about this, but inventory levels are low and it's getting harder and harder for some buyers to make purchases, find the right home and make deals happen. But it's not as challenging as some of those out there think. And there's 5 easy things that we can do to help put you in a better position so that we can succeed when the right house comes up. And first off, number 1 is getting pre-approved. It's good to know what we can afford, what our budget is, what kind of framework we're working with when there is a mortgage involved. But today that's more important than ever. And that's because of the low inventory. When there's few homes to pick from, they're selling in quicker time than they were. The more information we have, the more guidelines that are in place, if we have our ducks in a row, we're able to act that much quicker. And when it comes to an offer, if we don't load the offer up with conditions, it does position us in a better spot to appeal to the seller. So that pre-approval early on in the process is very important. And number 2, find an agent that you trust. You know, if you're going to be working with this person, you want to trust that they're always going to be looking out for your best interests, that they have the skills, they have the knowledge. That's all important. And even a couple other things to think of is the agent well connected? Do they got their ear to the ground? Because if we can find out about a property that's going to be listed before it even hits the market, that puts you in a better position. And number 2, what kind of strategies do they have for getting offers accepted? You know, in today's market, it's not just make an offer and quote unquote negotiate. It's, can we get creative? Can we find solutions to make an offer look more appealing? And so creativity in the offer writing process is going to give you a leg up on the competition. Number 3, get together with that agent and discuss your needs. Of course, we all have the lists of what we like to have, what we don't want to have. But again, all these things come back to the limited inventory. So with limited inventory, we want to have a clear picture. Like, you know, yes, it's nice to know what the bonus features are, but more importantly, what is the must-haves? You know, if this property doesn't have this, we are not looking at it. Doesn't matter what else it has to offer. What are the must-have nots? Again, same thing. It could be perfect, but it has this one feature that you want no part of. We need to know that because, again, instead of maybe 10 homes to choose from, right now maybe we only have 2 or 3. Number 4, sit down with the agent and come up with a plan for communication. You know, what's the strategy moving forward when we get out and we start wanting to look at homes? What's your work schedule? What's, you know, our preferred line of communication? Is it text? Is it phone? If you and your spouse are looking, are we setting up a group text message? If you and your spouse are looking and one of you is away working, are we comfortable with the other spouse just looking at a house and making a decision? If you're out of town, are we comfortable looking at a property virtually via a video tour over Zoom or FaceTime? Having clear picture on what our comfort level is and how we're going to communicate and how quickly we can get out and look at these new listings is going to be key to our success as well. And number 5, and maybe most importantly, is get ready to act. Again, if I compare this market to that of 4 years ago, average days on market is cut in less than half of what it was 3 to 4 years ago. So we've all looked at homes online and seen in a couple of days that there's a sold, you know, it's sold, it's no longer available, there's accepted offer, all those things. So we want to be ready to act. Now those previous 4 steps are going to help us to act a little sooner. And so knowing that we might have to make a decision sooner rather than later, it's just the nature of the market that we're in now. But here's the good news. If you're not ready, nobody's going to hold a gun to our head. You know, we'll go through the process, and if it's the right one and we're ready to act, great. If it's not quite the right one, that's fine. We're not going to make a snap decision unless we're comfortable. And the real estate agent, myself, or whoever you're working with, is going to be there to help you walk you through that. So know that in this market, yeah, there's a little bit of challenges, but there's also some strong benefits to the market as well. Find an agent, talk to them early on, come up with a game plan, set the steps in motion, and your chances of succeeding are going to be that much greater. If there is ever any questions that you have about this or real estate in general, don't ever hesitate to reach out.